Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights from the LCK Spring 2025.
Just yet, still committing to a potential dive though.
Yeah, Dudu of course needs to stack his Q, doesn't have any stacks right now.
Oh man, this could be really problematic. Let's see how he does manage to do this, as Doran actually tanking the turret, has to flash to get out of the way, and Dudu has survived for now. But now it's going to be Ona starting this one off. Can he actually tank this effectively, as the answer is no.
Okay, well it ended up working out. Flashless or no, the exhaust gets a ton of value.
Level 6 is done here as well for Pyongyang. Does have that for a little while. Faker needs one on.
Going for it.
There's the shockwave, just throws it down where he can. Heba Pole in from life as Pioshik's coming on over. They get the flash out from Ona. Didn't have to use it on that top side of the map. In fact, probably could have perhaps saved his life, as there's a flash out from Pioshik as well. He's level 5. Another Pulverize comes in as Gumayusi in trouble once again. Explosive charges on in the rocket jump from Berserker, and Gumayusi in so much trouble. There's the battle dance as we've got the flash through from Pyongyang, and Pioshik takes down Guma. Headbutt to push Carrier back as well. It is going completely ballistic here, and it's DNF that are getting all of the value. Looks like Pioshik gonna let his former team just get himself over the wall pretty comfortably. I think he did actually have his flash available, but just didn't want to take unnecessary damage. As life is everywhere on this map right now. The needlework coming on in is now Doran. He throws down the equalizer, but it equals nothing, ladies and gentlemen. He's on the floor, and Dudu is now and wanders around. You know, he's trampling the ground a little bit and all that sort of stuff. It's great to see. But that was once again a little bit of an iffy situation. Pioshik going to be able to take down the Drake though, and it's all fine.
This comp is very strong in mid-game T1s, especially with the control they have over set objective here on the blue buff.
All right, life is just getting on in there as Pyongyang going to get flashed on by Faker. The shockwave does connect, and now they do manage to at least go 1-for-1. Or do they? Pioshik trying to get himself out of there, but that is somehow Carrier surviving. I have no idea how he lived there. The rest of DNF making their way in though, as life once again starting this fight. Over the wall is Carrier, finds the knock up there onto Dudu, who now puts down the mist. He's trying to stay alive, but it's not quite working. The needlework! Oh my god, he manages to get one as Ona goes down and Faker is on the floor, and now the rest of T1 are on the wrong side of the fight. Untargetable as Pioshik is able to take down Carrier, and now Guma with no friends left has nowhere to go.
And they save the turret.
Doran's getting the turret. I don't know whether they're going to be able to save it, as he takes a lot of damage from the turret and Pyongyang, as now he's going to try and cook him, and there he goes.
Oh, Pyongyang, no flash in this exchange, can't get away. Thought he had the damage. The top lane here, and Doran already has a ton of heat built up. Takes a lot of damage here from the turret, but once the turret is down here, he's like, all right, I win this auto fight. Sure, your autos are ramping, but mine ramp as well. And I think if Pyongyang didn't cancel...
So despite there being that big scuffle, the kerfuffle, DNF being able to win out there, Doran was able to equalize it, grab himself a turret, and first turret blood actually went over to T1 as well. Objectives, so it's about setting up for exactly that. And speaking of setup, that's what they're doing here to Dudu, as over the wall goes Ona, and they look to just take down the turret immediately. The knockup does connect, and now Dudu's going to try and get in there. I don't know about that one, as Doran's already flashed away. Huge pulverize as the Gwen does go down, but the equalizer positioned pretty well. Buster shot gets Carrier out of there with his life, and the Featherstorm will eviscerate the Tristana. This is the kind of team fighting we wanted to see. Advantage to be able to take down this Dragon. DNF not really up with the timing on that one, and with the state, we've got Ona on Zinzao, Faker on Azir, and Carrier on Rakan. Like, this is T1's bread and butter, with their best performing players at the moment on exactly what they want to be playing. We're starting to see that DNF not really able to do much about it, as life is just going to get cooked, ladies and gentlemen. He could even just be dead right now, as Carrier goes in and Faker's able to pick that one up, but they also get Berserker as well. Just sweeps them up underneath the turret. Pyongyang gets in. It's another unfortunate teleport for this Orianna, as they just have to watch as their turret gets vaporized. And T1, I don't think they're going to give back any control.
But, I mean, that was, again, the lack of coordination here for DNF. They're going to go for one more Hail Mary. Okay, They decide not to because their jungler is nowhere near, and I think this is wise.
But I mean, you can't just give everything, because then you just lose the game. Equalizer goes down, and it's T1 that are engaging. The shockwave lands on absolutely nothing, and Dudu is now in trouble. The Gwen not feeling as powerful as she once was, and will be taken out there by Ona. And it's fight after fight after...
overwhelming, it seems like, for DNF. They just cannot deal with it. They're not able to even play the Vision juggle game. They're not able to play the red buff juggle game without catastrophic results. And Faker can solo the Chemtech Dragon, which he will do here with no consequences. And I mean, T1 have the whole map. They have Baron, and once was a small gold deficit, like you said. Feels
bit of a zoning equalizer just to soften them up and convince them that this inner turret is not worth fighting for. And understandably, DNF will agree with them. Does mean that now there isn't a equalizer for the next little bit of sieging. But we'll see whether T1 just try and force anyway, because Owner is so incredibly scary. Does find the wind becomes lightning onto Pungyan.
Pungyan has his ult, but he's level 14. The Faker is level 17, so I don't think they're that concerned about it.
No. And it hasn't really been hitting the right targets recently anyway, as inhibitor number 1 to go down, the second one short to follow. And DNF, I mean, they didn't look like they had much of an idea in the first few fights. I don't know whether much has changed now, as Pioshik deciding to dive forward, does get the stopwatch out of Doran here. Does break his arm guard, but he's very close.
You don't have enough Fury ult.
Yeah, and Faker and Carrier are just looking for their opportunity to scoop someone up. Carrier to get them in position, and then Faker just to finish it off as the equalizer goes down. Life goes in. There's a shockwave connecting onto 2, but I think it's too little, and it's almost definitely too late as Ona going forward, tanking up 2 turrets as Life does get the pulverize onto Guma, who will eventually go down. That was actually an absolutely sick play. They trade 1 for 1. DNF base for his team. Dudu also with Azonia's now completed. That is kind of cool. As Faker goes in, finds Pungyan one more time, and I just don't think he has any way out. In fact, he does not, as Faker goes golden, and the red carpet is there. Life unable to walk down that one. That's a little too hot. Gets cooked anyway by Doran here, as now Ona goes in with a nice knock up onto Dudu. He has the miss down, but I still just don't think he's going to be immune. And there it goes. Pioshik on the fountain. The Sand Soldiers say you are dead, and T1 will dominate in the end of game number 1. The DN Freecs woes continue here in the LCK.
And a big statement win here from T1, bouncing back after that.